You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Cabral Concept. Today's show on a Weight Loss Wednesday, we're going to dive deep into some people who seem to never be able to lose that kind of belly fat or that soft body fat around their triceps, hips, stomach, all of those specific areas. A lot of people refer to it as being skinny fat, meaning like they're losing the weight, they're actually looking kind of thin in clothes, but if you see them just in a bathing suit, they still look soft. They still like to have body fat. They don't have a lot of good tone to their body. So in the media, they refer to that as skinny fat. And skinny fat is something that we've been kind of like dealing with in our practice for the last 20 years and helping people kind of reshape their body. That's why we don't even call it weight loss. We call it body transformation. Because yes, you want to lose weight, but you don't want to lose weight and then end up being skinny fat. Like, okay, we can help you lose 10, 20 pounds or whatever on the scale, not really following a program, but your body doesn't necessarily look better. And I think, yes, people want to lose weight. They want to see it drop down the scale, but don't you want to see it also in the way that your clothes fit, in the way that you look in a bathing suit, and in the way that you feel overall? Meaning like skinny fat doesn't give you good energy. Skinny fat doesn't improve your mood, boost your mind, all of that different clarity. It only allows you to look at the scale and say, oh, I weigh less. Now, the other issue with being skinny fat is that in the long run, you're only going to regain that weight that you lost at a faster rate. And the reason is this. The reason people become skinny fat in the first place is that they end up losing muscle mass instead of body fat. Now, no one ever tells you that when you get put on a weight loss program. And that's why I do have to really implore you today to look more and deeper into the programs that you're following. Who wrote the program? Are they actually working with clients in real life, or do they just write it online to make some money? Which is a really terrible thing we have going on in the industry today. We have all these just wild affiliate type programs of people promoting all this stuff every single month just to make a few dollars. And it just seems like it's destroying the industry, it's destroying the reputations of everyone involved, even those kind of associated with it, like a lot of my colleagues who are trying to just do good work and help people. But the problem is this. Yes, you can lose weight using almost any protocol, right? You can lose weight just not eating. But the problem is, in the long run, you're going to end up destroying your metabolism. Skinny fat is the beginning of destroying that metabolism. Because when you do a lot of cardio, that's your first step to becoming skinny fat. Doing a lot of cardio, not eating properly, not doing weight training, is catabolic. Catabolic means that it eats up, it wears away muscle tissue because it's using muscle as that fuel source. So we don't obviously want that. No weight training means no stimulus to the muscle tissue. Well, if you don't stimulate the muscles, they're going to atrophy. Sarcopenia, or that muscle loss, really hits women the hardest, and it hits women at about 5 pounds per decade after the age of 25 or 30. So look at this, literally women over the age of 30 years old are losing 5 pounds of muscle mass per decade. That's pretty scary because they're not losing 5 pounds per decade, they're gaining at least that 5 pounds, but now they're losing another 5. So what's happening? Well, they're trading 10 pounds of body fat, for basically this other 5 pounds of muscle loss as well. So it's really something that we try to correct all the time in our practice. And I'm going to give you one of the reasons why this happens as well. So we have kind of too much cardio, just too much long distance cardio, running for an hour or more. Then we have the other thing of the not enough weight training, which should be 2 to 3 days per week minimum. I like every other day if possible. And then the third part, weight training doesn't be heavy weights, but it does have to create stimulus on the body. And so what we do is we look towards doing some type of metabolic resistance training, and that can be body weight as well, like push-ups, pull-ups, lunges, squats, all of those great things, the big metabolic movers that keep the muscles stimulated, and if they're stimulated, guess what? They're going to be toned. They're going to look good because your body needs to use them. They're actually supposed to be functional. We're meant to do manual labor in our life, but we don't have manual labor jobs, so exercising with weights is that manual labor, right? That just makes sense. Okay, the third piece of the puzzle is making sure you're following a nutrition plan that actually has some science behind it and that isn't wasting muscle tissue, so that you're trying to get in at least, let's say, about half your body weight. It can be a little bit less, but about half your body weight in ounces of protein per day. So again, if you weigh 160 pounds, you're trying to get around 70 to 80 ounces of protein per day, split up against 4 meals. It's only 20 grams, 15 to 20 grams of protein. That's so easy to get. You can get that through fruits and veggies and seeds and nuts if you're a vegetarian, and beans, or you can get it through just some fish and some eggs and some lean meats and things like that if you are more of an omnivore. So again, there's something for everyone. If you're a vegetarian, you can still meet your protein requirements, no problem. That protein is not only going to keep your immune system healthy, it's going to keep your muscles, it's the food for them, basically. It's their fuel. They need amino acids. You get that amino acids, yes, you can get it from many different things. The easiest way, though, is simply getting proteins. Okay, so what we need here is less long-distance cardio. We need some more sprint-based, interval-based work. We need some resistance-based work, weights and or body weight. And then we need a healthy nutrition plan that contains proteins, carbohydrates, and healthy fats. You combine those three, and guess what? You're going to have a toned, lean body where people recognize you and they know that you're someone who takes care of yourself, that you're someone who's in shape. And there's nothing wrong with that. People get all upset sometimes, like, oh, when you're talking about body transformation and, it's not about having the best looking body. No, it's not. But it's about being healthy. And guess what? When you're healthy, your body's in shape. Like, that's the way that it should be. The human body should look like it's in shape. I believe that's very important because I believe that it also leads to wellness and it leads to longevity. So what I care about is wellness and longevity. And if people want to lose weight, well, guess what? If they lose weight to a healthy degree, they're going to get healthier in terms of wellness, and guess what? They're going to live longer. That's shown, that's proven. That is beyond a shadow of a doubt. It's science-based, it is research-based, and you will live longer. So if I can help you lose weight, I'm happy to do that. I'm not going to go too much more deep into it today, but basically skinny fat is because you're not exercising correctly, or you're exercising too much, and you're not eating the right nutrition plan. You don't need to get rid of all your carbs, you don't need to get rid of all your fats, and you certainly don't want to get rid of all your proteins. You don't want to be on a ketogenic diet, you don't want to be on a zero-carb diet, you don't want to be on a high-carb diet, you want to be on the nutrition plan for you. We've outlined this before. I'll link up to it in the show notes on the different plans that we do recommend. But just know that doing your sprint-based, interval-based, and yes, you can do some endurance-based cardio mixed with every other day or at least 2 to 3 resistance training workouts per week. Your science-based, anti-inflammatory, good nutrition plan, yes, and you can have 1 or 2 cheats per week, is going to give you the body that you deserve. I mean, that's the truth. If you're doing that, you deserve to be in great shape. You deserve to have a good body. I hope that answers your skinny fat questions today, and I look forward to another Cabral concept coming tomorrow real soon.
Did you know that the body really only becomes sick or imbalanced in only 2 ways? Over time, you become deficient in vital nutrients, and you also accumulate toxins internally and from the environment. As those nutrients diminish and you increase your total toxic load, your body then begins to show the first signs of dis-ease. It's actually quite predictable, and the good news is that if we know how you began to fill up that proverbial rain barrel, we also know how to empty it to begin the healing process. I was fortunate enough to learn this ancient healing process from my mentor after suffering from debilitating diseases for close to a decade. It was only when I began to implement these techniques did I finally overcome my illnesses and go on to live a life of energy and vitality that I now enjoy. I'd like to share with you now what I discovered after traveling all over the world and how to combine the best of ancient healing wisdom with state-of-the-art science. Allow me to teach you exactly how I've been able to help over 250,000 people to empty their rain barrel and begin to transform their body and lives into what they've always hoped they could be. To get your copy of the international bestseller, The Rain Barrel Effect, simply go to stephencabral.com/rainbarrel.